G'day guys. So in this video I plan to give a pretty convincing argument why I think the Purlovia is the best PvP tame in Ark. Now for the past 2 years, maybe more, my game has been largely dominated by the Purlovia. I refer to them as the Swiss Army knife of Ark. If I was ever down to one tame, I'd be wishing it was a Purlovia. So in this video we'll do some PvP with them, we'll drain some turrets with them, we'll blow some bases up with them, and we'll also set a couple of traps. So the Purlovia is unique in Ark in that it's the only tame that doesn't get cryo sick, or at least shows no ill effects to cryo sickness. Actually I think that's untrue. I think the trilobite doesn't either. Have you ever tried to clone a trilobite? That shit's pretty expensive. Anyway, the Purlovia, as long as you cryo it when it's buried, it'll always come out buried, and it'll always come out non-cryo sick. Just make sure they're buried and aggressive before you cryo them, if you're planning to take them out. Anyway, here we are on a PvP server, and I spy someone creeping around in the bushes. I don't know what the dot in the chat's for. I was there curtsying, trying to make friends. Granted, I was just going to throw the Purlovia at them anyway. A couple bobs on the same server. You can't run away, the Purlovia pulls him back. Bloody scared me with the spear. One problem with the Purlovia is you can't bury them when they're aggroed onto someone. You'll have to whistle passive, bury them, set them to aggressive, then re-cryo them. Everyone makes fun of me on the wolf, but I don't know, I like them. You always go unnoticed, well, unless you're standing at an obelisk. The Purlovias work really well in combination with the gas grenade. Always make sure to put them back on aggressive. You look stupid throwing a passive one out. Not that they know it'll be invisible. This is Brownie. He took one of my level 1 clones out. So they can pull most of the smaller flyers out of the air. I'm not sure about PvPing with the level 1s though, because I think their stun is broken if they die. Although somehow it survived this altercation. They've only got like 300 health, these ones. Someone threw a cryosig giga out. I knew the Pimmy Pie could be good for something. The Purlovia can't stun a Shadow Main, although it should be able to, but it can take the person off it. And old mate jumps down with a flamethrower straight through the gas. Anyway, there's no reason to watch the end of this video. This didn't end well. They'll stun some of the smaller teams up to menas, but they're in their essence in foot PvP. Just treat the Purlovias as expendable, like ammunition. That's why I've got like 10 cryo fridges full of them. I'll just break up this little kerfuffle. Anyway, let's go drain some turrets with them. I'll just find the range with the shield. Back up, and then throw the Purlovia out within range of that turret. And crawl up behind it. The dirt mound will block the bullets. Best for opportunistic tasks like this teleporter that we found. I'll just find the range with the kangaroo. If you watch my delivery crate video, this is the replacement TP they put down after you blew that one. One big limitation with this is you can't do tech turrets. They'll blow them out of the ground and kill the Purlovia. But with tech turrets you can use your body and the environment to drain them. He rage went up the top and drained this turret. Next thing the Purlovia is good for is bombing bases, and probably the most fun. So I'll target out the front of this base here. Those doors will be in 6 times, but the turret tower won't be. To do this you will need 2 people. So charge up your Purlovia with C4. Make sure it's set to aggressive. Now you have to get a tribe mate to bury it just as you pick it. So now you're carrying a buried Purlovia. And can be dropped on the target. Now because this one's on aggressive, once it's tripped by one of the enemy, it'll jump out of the ground and be shot by the turrets, which will explode the C4. Alternatively, I could have shot it with the tech rifle to blow the C4 up. You don't need to use a wyvern, you can use anything that can pick a Purlovia up. So the skiff is a bit more accurate. Yeah, 1 C4 is just not good enough to attack things outside of 6 times damage. There is a remedy to that though. As long as you get everyone coordinated and throw it on the exact same time, you get as many C4 on there as you want. This does assume you don't have a retard in the tribe though.
Really? You gonna let a thing like that do you in?
One way of getting more accurate placement is to send the buried Purlovia in on a balloon. That way all the balloons are going to sit in the exact same spot. He'll use 2 C4 to attack a teleporter. Here I'm counting to 4 because I'm in Australia and Elite's in the USA. So Elite throws it on 3, I throw it on 4. Because of the time difference in my voice getting to him. This teleporter is in a 6 times damage zone, so it should only take 2 or 3 Purlovias with 2 C4 each. So it's a teleporter with a ring of turrets around the outside. It's fairly hard to drop it accurately, but that got right next to the teleporter. So now there's 3 things we can do to get that to explode. We can wait for one of them to set it off because it's on aggressive. Or we can shoot it with a tech rifle. Or sometimes you can just go in and out of render. If it's buried on a foundation, they usually stand up because they shouldn't be able to be buried on a foundation. But in this case, they must have had a tech sensor and teleported straight in on a giga. So it raged on the gig, jumped out and died, but the C4 still went off. And did a lot of damage. And the teleport is about 2/3 gone. So one more Purlovia should do it. So that was a direct hit with the Purlovia, and they teleported straight in on top of it. The Purlovia jumped out of the ground, got shot by the turrets and exploded the C4. Anyway, here's another excellent target for Purlovia bombing. The teleporter's in 6 times damage, but the cage over the top isn't. But there's a lot of stuff to destroy there. These guys raided one of my friend's friends. But with that said, I've got no bloody help left in this game. So what I've done is set up a raid for someone else to do. Go to this pond, find the buried Purlovia, kill it, and you'll have everything to blow that teleporter up. So throw the Reaper out and get the wyverns to follow it. That way you can abandon the wyverns and they'll fly back into a safe space after you've delivered the Purlovia. They were all killed with that one Purlovia. And the server is 1558. Gen 2 Xbox official PvP. Okay, so now let's set a trap with the Purlovias. Now with trapping, all you have to do is do something unexpected. Cryo a buried Purlovia, stand behind 1 or 2 turrets, and throw it straight up in the air. It'll come down buried and cover the turrets. So what purpose does that have? Well, it's to give the illusion that the turret's out of ammo. A buried Purlovia will block it from firing, luring them into close range, at which point the Purlovia will launch, stunning them and turning the turret on. So you can cover 2 turrets with 1 Purlovia. I use 2 now, 1 on tames and 1 on people. The Purlovia attack has a lot of knockback. Anyway, it's not a particularly exciting trap to make a video on. You never bear witness to it, but this one took out a manor. It was 2 turrets with 2 Purlovias. So the turret's hidden in the bushes, and the generator used to attract attention. Make sure there's batteries in the turret. Another one protecting the underwater cave where we were built. So it took some guy on a Sarco coming in to take the underwater loot crates. This one was on rag and took another manor out. And same one said again, took a wyvern. Now for another trap we can use them to spawn camp. All the random deaths in the log were usually the Purlovias. Here I'm camping on Gen 1, Ocean East. So just a set of flak this time. But the Purlovias would go off as many times as you care to set it. A few times every day. And this time it took someone who'd obviously been doing missions and was using Ocean East to get out. And this time it was someone that raided a base on this server. He was trying to get out with the babies and the breeding parents. Anyway, let's have a look and see what's going on here. So I'll teleport the Purlovias and the wolf back to Ocean East.
Here we are.
Just bury the aggressive Purlovias again. And now with the Purlovia still following the wolf, take the wolf back to the boat. The Purlovias, unlike the other variable tames, won't follow you underground. Now when someone tries to get out using Ocean East, the Purlovia will jump on him, strip him of his gear, kill him, and then retreat back to the boat, because they're following the wolf. This is the same thing, but it was put down on a hostile server. And you can see how many people it's taken. It was eventually found and blown up, although the boat on my home server was never actually destroyed. Not until we left. This wasn't a boat, it was just a small stone building built on the side of the cliff. Okay, so let's go over to Gen 2 and do the same thing. Here I've marked out the spawn points by random spawning, flying straight up in the air, taking my boots off and falling to my death. So the green beams mark all the possible spots. So to set the trap, first throw out a Reaper. And then a Purlovia on the spawn point. Make sure it's set to aggressive and targeting range at lowest. Otherwise it'll just run all over the map trying to kill everything. Go to the next spot. I've had up to 4 Purlovias following one Reaper. 4 different spawn points. Aggressive, targeting range lowest. Now get back on the Reaper, whistle it to follow. Now run out of the spawn area with the Reaper and bury it in the bushes somewhere. Now once the Purlovias get a kill, they'll strip them of their gear and run back to the Reaper and hide in the bushes somewhere. And that's why I've bred the camouflage colours into them. So this one took a Giga and C4. This is a typical server that I've been throwing Purlovias out on. The KD tends to be about 10 to 1. And then that's mainly because some of the spawn points are in the target of a Giga doing missions, and the Purlovia jumps out and tries to take on the Giga. The Reaper itself was rarely found, but it was there. This is another server, more of the same. Every one of those kills is a Purlovia kill. A Giga and a Shadow main. Giga. Giga. Load of stuff. And a full raid kit and a Quetzal. Giga. Another Giga. A Giga. A Managama. A PvP kit and C4. And Arthur Plura, he was coming back to eat a trap. I'd caught him earlier. A Bloodstalker. A Giga. A load of turrets and ammo, obviously up to no good. A Rex. A Voidworm. A Giga C4 PvP kit. A giga. A giga. 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 Another giga. Load of stuff. A wyvern. A snow owl and PvP kit. A shadow main, PvP kit. A Rex. I actually saw this Purlovia die to an alpha carno. This guy coming into meshes. I'm not sure how he had actual element on him. And as predicted, there they are, meshing. Giga. 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 Reaper. Giga, Griffin, Maywing, Equus, strange mix. Snow Owl and a Giga. So what the Purlovia doesn't do for itself, it can provide for. Giga. 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 Bloodstalker. Giga. Giga. And another giga. 2 wyverns. Giga. Shadow main. And this guy spawned in just as I was resetting the Purlovia. They're never friendly, they always try to attack you. I'll whistle neutral and let him hit me. Another slot cap of ammo. Unfortunately the Purlovia only has 50 slots. Giga. A wyvern. Giga. Giga. A load of rockets and launchers. A PvP kit. Giga and shadow main. And again, I was just resetting it and this guy spawned on top of the Purlovia. With another giga. I was getting a little tired of gigas at this point. Another giga. Load of ammo, guns, giga, shadow main. Another load of ammo. Now there is a bug that kicks you out of the tribe sometimes, and that's what happened here, so I tried respawning in where the Purlovias were. And one of them killed me. So if you're not in a tribe, that's all you see when the Purlovia kills you. You just get the countdown timer. And because it takes your stuff and eats your body, you got no idea where it happened. This is the Purlovia that just killed me. 1000 melee Purlovias do hurt. Anyway, let's have a giveaway. Find this Purlovia, kill it, and you'll get a breeding set of top stat Purlovias, a level 1 to clone, and a level 5 Reaper. So it's on the island, on the top right of the centre map. Server 103. Xbox PvP official map. Now a couple quick tips before we go. If they get stuck underground or you have to pull them all out, just feed them a meat that they haven't been eating. So in this case, fish meat. Another tip. When breeding them, leave the females buried and on mating. When you put a male near them on mating, they'll instamate as soon as they get out of the ground. And then just leave them buried. The baby will come out just the same. Anyway, that's it, guys. Remember to subscribe. I upload semi-regularly, every 6 months to a year. I've got plenty of stuff recorded. I'm just too bloody lazy to edit it up. But I will put some traps out pretty soon.